to the Confidence Faith podcast, Move Forward in Love. I'm your host, Samantha. I'm your relationship coach and consultant, and I'm here to help you rediscover yourself because, quite frankly, when you do, you can change the world. So, a lot of the times I will speak mostly on individual relationships. And today, because we're coming closer to the close of the season for this podcast, I want to discuss how businesses truly get impacted through relationships. So let's begin. Businesses are actually, well, it depends kind of a little bit on your faith. So you can believe that becoming wealthy is a negative thing. That's one religious mindset. You can also believe that becoming wealthy is a positive thing. Now, what's the difference? The difference is that the businesses that believe that becoming wealthy is positive understand that the transaction is saying, this is my gift from God that I can give to you. And the person says, I received that gift and I will give you monetary value to go with that. Sometimes the people that believe that being wealthy is bad have this thought process that if I have too much, I can't be godly enough. Now, these are two totally different mindsets. And when you go into business, this is very important on which one you lean on. So many of us have this mindset that wealth is bad. We want it, but we feel guilt and shame to go with it. And it kind of dwells in the mania. So the lowest level on the 8 levels of love is mania. It's an obsession, right? It can be materialism, it can be a person. It doesn't matter. It's using an outside object, outside of love, an outside object that creates the sense of love in a way to create an addiction towards it. So, drugs. My mouth's kind of watering, so I apologize. So, like drugs, a shopaholic, a workaholic. You do all these things to replace different facets like a spiritual fulfillment or an emotional fulfillment from your parents, maybe an inner circle or even dating. You do it, you become part of mania, an obsessive state to attain something so that you can feel that woohoo to actually feel like you're successful or in love or whatever it is, right? Those those chemicals are kicking out. And your body's like, yes. So your mind says yes. So your actions say yes. Your heart says, I want that feeling. Your mind says, okay, let's do it. Your actions come out with it. And then it becomes an obsession like shopping and everything else. Aside from that, mania is just not a good thing in business in itself because it creates a culture, it creates a situation where it is not love and compassion that is at the forefront. When you have a situation like this, what you'll normally find at the forefront are profits, bonuses, and let's see what else. Profits, bonuses, and unfriendly competition, I'll say. So what this can look like is your employees are complaining, you don't care because they're still making the profit margins. Your employees are unhappy, but you're fine because you're doing what you need to. You could be being unethical. You could steal your new employees from other companies. You can hunt them knowing that they already have a job and they haven't applied. Another situation could be that you are so focused on getting your bonus that you are just oblivious to what everyone else is dealing with, even your under management. And the reason that this is such a bad situation is because those people who are working for you and with you, they don't feel appreciated. There is no exchanging of love. It is a transaction that says your services, my money to make me more money, or to make my boss or to make the business more money. And people feel that. People know when they're not aligned. People know when they're not appreciated. People know when it's not good for them. But here's the thing that there are so many people just trying to survive. We put up with it. We put up with a mean boss. We put up with a selfish boss. We put up with a gossiping boss. And it's not because we like it. It's not even because if those coworkers are doing the same thing that we want to be around it. It's because we're trying to survive. And I think that survival falls more under this shame and guilt for earning more money and fear of losing what you have. Whereas these managers might have, or business owners may have these I'm being rewarded for a good thing attitude. Now, what happens between those two mindsets? You have a perception of negative and greedy, and you have a perception of weak and unmotivated. But the mindsets are different. The mania is different. This group is trying to survive. That is their mania: food, shelter, water. The mania here, and maybe vacations, if they got a little spare money. The mania over here is going to be lavishment, goal accomplishments, and, you know, at times pretending or actually fulfilling their family's desires. This creates a horrible business culture, to be quite honest with you, because these two people have a non-harmonic way of viewing each other, which means they're not going to be in harmony when they're interacting. Why? What is the middle factor they're missing? It's compassion, love, looking at another and understanding their spiritual journey just from a state of love. Because this manager never arrived just because they arrived. They had to work through it. This person who may be struggling may have been a manager, but their company shut down, so they had to start over. See, when we don't take the time to interact and have good employee relations and actual just communication to create the relationships, to share the love, you don't get the compassion, which means you never know. You never know if y'all have done the same thing and something in life switched it out. And I think that that's a disappointment for anybody, to be honest with you, because everybody's meant to help in some way. We're all supposed to be here where we say it's okay if I make a lot of money because, making a lot of money doesn't mean that you have to keep all of it. And maybe that's part of where the guilt comes from. If I make all this money, well, what am I going to do with it? That's so selfish. There's poor little people dying everywhere in the world. You know, you're absolutely right. But who put the stigma on you? Who put the restrictions? Who put the rules on you that says that you can't do more? You can't go out and use that surplus to multiply into an area that you actually love or are passionate about, have purpose, divine purpose. I mean, your identity. So, an example of this would be Jan has been in, you know what, let's call her Rochelle. That's fun. So, Rochelle has been in this survival mode. But Rochelle has really had a passion for dancing and teaching dancing. Rochelle has an opportunity to leave this. It's a scary one because it's in a different space, and she's not too familiar, but she's kind of excited. Rochelle can either stay in this particular spot because it's comfortable. You already know all the struggles. You already know what you're missing, what you need, and somehow you can manage, or she can manage, I should say. Rochelle could also take that discomfort she feels towards what she doesn't have and just allow that energy to be used in a new environment. So her discomfort becomes from a new environment, but she gets more money. Rochelle's still not teaching dance, But that extra money, Rochelle can rent out a room at the library and teach dance once a week. Now, instead of being in one spot, Rochelle has now found a way to move towards divine purpose. And guess what? That purpose creates relationships because she gets to talk to people. It's communicating because she gets to talk to people, which builds the relationships, which helps increase her identity as a dance teacher, as someone who's full of life, as someone who's fulfilling their purpose. And when she teaches dance, Rochelle is filled. All Rochelle did was choose. And that's all you have to do. That's all businesses have to do. So many of us are sitting here looking at the internet, and the internet says the same thing. Mark it this way. The internet says the same thing. Look at all this devastation. Look at all this positivity. Look, you should sell high ticket items. Look, you should do this. Guess what? Your business was not always meant to follow what other people are doing. When you become, this is actually my personal story. When I have been developing my business, Confidence Faith, I researched a lot. I'm a researcher, analyzer, you know, like I want to get to the nitty gritty. And I researched and I analyzed and I researched and I analyzed. And you know what happened? I lost myself in it. I lost the root of what I was doing in it. I was able to elevate to new levels to understand that communication, relationship, love creates the foundation for identity. Identity is what helps you ease your ego, find your divine purpose, which is rediscovery, realign it with who you are. And then on a subatomic and atomic level, that new you, that not even new you, that dormant you has just been woken up again, can go out into the world with a new perspective and interact with or respond to each interaction differently. And that's where the atomic and subatomic change goes. And when you interact differently, you and the person you're interacting with, it ripples out into the world because y'all continue to interact with people. My diving and researching and losing myself found more, but it didn't stop the pain of losing what I thought I came with. When I realized that me moving, like in the example, Rochelle moving to this new job, me moving my mind, me moving my mindset to research, to analyze, to understand more, and seeking the truth of what I was put on this earth to do, I found more. I found how it goes, how love impacts life, love, and business. How you impact life, love, and business. How our interactions deal with life, love, and business, and they change the world. You get that same option. Your business gets the same option. The leaders inside your business, the employees inside your business also should have that same option. I'm sharing this because businesses or business entrepreneurs, they forget this. They go out online, they look up what's supposed to be done, and they get stuck. They get lost. They get stagnant. They're in the shadows of everybody else because guess what? Everybody else is following the same thing. So it's like just imagine like this person started it and this person copied it and this person and this person. Oh, where did I go? It's the same thing. You have a wonderful gift, and sometimes you need people to help guide you outside of what's being told to you because they choose to live outside the box. That's what I do. I'm guiding individuals, leaders, businesses. I want everyone to get outside the systems and the boxes that have been placed for us because we're not single fashion people. We don't have to have mania. Yeah, you can choose what you want to focus on. But there are different facets that come with that. Just like Rochelle, like dancing in our example. The different facets are How does she provide for herself? How does she interact with people? How does she get out of it? How does she start something that actually aligns with her purpose? Those are different facets. I like to deal with all of them because guess what? It's holistic. If I just deal with one, then you miss out on the others and they're all interconnected. Your business is the same. It's not just the sales and the profit margins. It's not just the bonuses. It's not just the productivity rates. These are people. Your mania is moving people. And don't you want to move them in the right way? The mania of the business, whatever it may be, is driving you as an employee, as a manager, as the CEO. And you should all be treated well. Who wants to spend the majority of their time in a facility that's not their home without their loved ones and be miserable? But that's what so many of us are doing. It's time that we realign, you choose you and move because the opportunities are out there. Sure, research what you need to, but first, write down every single thing that deals with your initial idea of what's sparking your heart, what's making you come alive, what's driving you. And if you need help, think back to when you were little. What did you want? Some things I wanted was like, I wanted to be a cowgirl. I wanted to be a bird. I really like dolphins. A lot of that deals with freedom, freedom in water, freedom in air, movement. And a lot of us are lacking movement and joy, laughter, and love, companionship, and speaking what we need. We're holding it in. We can say I'm burned out, but we can't say I'm struggling because the world has built this off of perfection and businesses alike as people can struggle. And when you don't feel like it's ethically accurate, when you don't feel like you want to be in the environment, when you don't feel like your business is fitting in, it is time to reevaluate, and spiritual reevaluation is the key. Many people are living in the physical world, and that's fine. But you, as an essence, as divine purpose, identity, it is spiritually based. I used to say Confidence Faith wasn't a spiritual hospital, but now I say it is the spiritual hospital because I'm working on emotions, heart, thought, and guess what those two things create? Action. It is your action that changes the world. Whether you are an employee, whether you are a leader, whether you are a business owner. And you don't have to follow the crowd. The mania of workaholic, materialism, addiction, that's alcohol addiction, that's could be vaping, smoking, it could be drugs. All of those stem from broken love. Maybe you grew up without enough. Maybe you had it taken from you, so you never want it taken from you again. Whatever the cause may be, you don't have to keep doing it the same way because everybody else is doing it. Honest to God, you don't. Because God didn't make you that way. God didn't inspire your business to be like everyone else's. But I'm sure at some point you heard that's probably too much to handle. You should focus on one thing. You may have heard, I don't understand that. That doesn't seem like it's going to work. You may have heard, girls don't really work in that, or boys don't really do that. Because people are trying to fit you in their box because they only understand in that box. But the beauty of it is if you do your box and you keep it open for people to understand, people can open their boxes and we're back at compassion because you can look in, you can understand, you can say, maybe that's not for me, but for their journey, I can understand that and I can appreciate that person for their journey. And that's what compassion truly is. It's not saying I agree with everything someone's saying. It's not saying I only understand through empathy. or sympathy, emotions, or speech. It's saying, I get it. You're on your journey. I can appreciate that. And you're doing the best you can on your journey. So in your business, also look for ways to support your employees. Stop always focusing on the things that make your business successful from a physical standpoint, physical realm standpoint, but look further at the spiritual health, the essence of those working for you, the essence of yourself, the essence of your business. Are those meeting the standards? And what are your standards? So, guys, I really want you to think about this because stuff can change. It can change. It can start with you. I want you to like this video. I want you to subscribe. I want you to share it. I, I want you to truly understand what I'm saying because the more we sit and believe that nothing can change because it's just this way and everybody's doing it this way and it works this way, the less we're going to thrive and be fulfilled. And when you do actions that make you full, you become happy, which means you're losing happiness and you don't deserve that. So I'm going to leave you a link in the description below, below. And I want you to like, subscribe, and contact me if you need help, if you even have questions. But most of all, I appreciate you for coming and watching, and I can't wait to talk to y'all next time. Again, my name is Samantha. I'm your relationship coach and consultant, and I hope you have a wonderful day.